Hey everyone, just wanted to do that quick update video. But first off, Harry McTavish, stop eating me. That hurts because my shoulder is very sore. McTavish and I just wanted to take a second and thank everyone who helped us yesterday. The list is long, and you all played your part, and I'll get some personal mentions. But Harry, what do you want to say?
Thank you.
Mac, what do you want to say, buddy? He's not very talkative, but either way, guys. So here's the update on what happened. Some of you from Revival were there know, and I guess some of you who were at Revival didn't even know. But either way, on a trail in Plymouth that I was coming back from after just having a wonderful day panning gold, Harry McTavish and I were in a rollover in the L322, the Pilgrimage Range Rover, when part of the roadway gave way under us on a class 4, one of the river road that I've run 100 times. God, probably more than that for like the last, I don't know, 9 years, whatever. But either way, one thing went wrong, but a lot of things went right. So I want to tell you guys about it because you got to learn from it. You know, I learned a bunch of stuff from it. I definitely made some errors that led up to it. But if it has to be a learning tool, and I think it benefits the community. So if something else happens, you guys might take something away and it might help you, or hopefully even more so, it might prevent you from having problems. So the first thing I did wrong is I violated my cardinal rule of going out alone. I just left a group that we'd done some amazing greens, and I wanted to get home to see Catherine because she'd pulled her back on Thursday, was at home, was very sore. I needed to drop off Harry and I needed to get some parts. And I was like, hey, this is the quickest way. I'd taken that class 4 hundreds of times. It's actually if you guys know me, that's my favorite class 4 in the entire system. I've done it in everything from, I mean, it's challenging, but I've done it in everything from the ambulance to the LR3, the LR4, all the, DPVs and the 322. Just never had a problem. So first mistake, I was out there alone. Would it changed anything? No, because I was lead vehicle, but I would have had the safety net of having someone there with me. So that was the first one. One, that get home-itis. I really wanted to get home. I should have just, because I was on myself, I should have just gone the long way out, gone down via 100 and come up. It would, that would have been the right thing to do. And the other reason I did it is because I really wanted to get that section of class 4 pre-run for the pilgrimage. That was, again, my bad. I violated my own cardinal rule. So when it collapsed, we were on an embankment, went down on its nose. Brian explained it better with a shoe, but it went like this, and then landed like that. So either way, everyone's wearing their seatbelts. McTavish wound up with me in my lap. We went inside, and the cool thing, there was no fire, there was no any of that. And I gotta say this, Harry was the most incredibly calm person, like zero voice raise, nothing. That kid was amazing. I'm so happy. I'm not happy he was with me, but like he calmed me down, which was awesome. So he got out of the car, went out through the rear tailgate. Awesome kid, did golden. Then McTavish and I were kind of mixed together, 150-pound wolfhound on me. And then we got him out. And then I'm a big fat guy. Going over all the seats and through everything was probably not going to work to go through real tailgate. So I ended up going up through the passenger door, which ended up hurting my shoulder because I don't know if you guys have ever tried to open a car door, like an LR3, big heavy car door that's above you. One, it's very heavy, and two, it keeps closing, so you end up doing it about 7 times, which is probably why my shoulder is incredibly sore right now. Anyways, but another side note is one of the things I will never wheel without. I cannot recommend this item enough, even though I didn't get a chance to use it, but I would have had it not been a weird circumstance, is a Garmin InReach. I had it Velcroed to my dash in case there's something like this. I know that once we stopped, before Harry got unbuckled and the dogs started moving, it was there. I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's good. But in the process of the dogs moving and Harry getting out and stuff, it got pushed out the open driver's side window, and then it was gone, not to be found. So, guys, it's like $300. It's however cheap or expensive you want to go for subscription service, it is worth its weight in gold. Other weird Garmin thing, like 2 minutes before it happened, someone texted me, "Are you okay? I heard you were stuck." It was one of our fellow pilgrims, Jared. Harry and I thought that was really weird. It's like, that's an odd premonition, and we were just talking about it literally as we were literally talking about it as we went over at like a mile an hour. Super slow, but still weird. Weird premonition sort of thing. So, anyways, but had I had it with me, I could have immediately gotten help, whereas we had to walk out. And one of the reasons I was willing to go down that trail alone was because I could walk out, which is not the safe answer. Because I gave myself that out, I should have not and just said, nope, even though I can walk out, it doesn't make sense. So looked around for the Garmin, couldn't find it for a little bit. Didn't really want to stay, really wanted to get help. I'd hit my head, just ended up something loose in the, here's another thing, something that was loose in the car. Normally I have everything secured, but someone had given me a little battery pack, and I didn't think two things of it and had it loose on the rear seat. So when we went forward, it got me on the head. Not bad enough, but like enough that it hurt. Either way, always make sure everything is secure in your vehicle. So got out, dogs out. Mac was amazing. He didn't go anywhere, just circled the car. He was off leash. Harry was awesome. Got out, saw that Harry had a little cut on his leg, like tiny, like 3 or 3 inches, but couldn't find my boo boo cakes. The freezer and stuff was all on it. So I went back in and got my Matt's bleed kit and got an Israeli bandage. Takeaway: always have first aid in your vehicles. I cannot stress this enough. I've been in one really bad car accident where I had nothing, and I'll never be in that situation again. And then I had most of my stuff with this, and it was a tiny thing, but I had ways to stop mass bleeding. So went back in, got that, looked for another like 30 seconds to see if I could see the inReach. But Harry was super cool. He was the one, he's like, "Hey, Dad, we're good. Don't worry about it. I can go get help." And I was like, "Dude, hold on a second. I think we're going to walk out." So get them all up. And then one thing I did when I was taking the Israeli bandage, even though I'd done those 100 times, I still stopped and took the time to slow down and reread the instructions. If you have a chance to reread something or get a task with a checklist during a stressful time, do it. It's something I have from the aviation world that's carried over into the overland world. It allowed me to focus and just calm down. So you are putting a bandage on your son. Something you don't want to do. Granted, again, it wasn't a mass bleed or anything. It was period bleeding, but, still something you don't want to do. Take the time. So we walked out, started walking out. Mac was good. You could tell we needed some help. He was trying to be like Lassie and go out front. Harry was getting farther away from me because I'm really sore, and two, my knees suck in general. So I was definitely slowing behind. But I told Harry if something happens to me because I hit my head and I just go down, to leave me and go get help. And not to worry about Mac. If he went with him, awesome. If he didn't, he didn't. But Harry was like, "I got it, Dad." Towards the end, I was like, "Hey, you got to slow down a little so I can see you." But I can't stress enough how awesome Harry was. Just came back, walked out to Five Corners, and just sure enough, our amazing friends from Connecticut, Eric Allison, and those crew were still there with their kids, just getting ready to pack up. And they did the first thing, made sure we were good, and then said, "Hey, we're good, but we got to get home because Harry's got a cut." I hit my head with a dog. They loaded something in the car. We went and got cell phone service. And the guys who had texted me 2 minutes before, fellow pilgrims, Jared, Brian, and Seth, I got them on the inReach because they were in the area. They just passed on. If I had left 5 minutes later, I would have saw them, and I probably would have gone in the same direction as them, which is, it's just one of those things. But they went out, started handling the recovery, getting the vehicle right because they don't want to leave it there. Make sure there's no problems. And then I also got able to talk with Laz and Brady and Greg and Dave Baker. And those dudes headed out from Rover Revival because having guys who are experienced there, no need to do it quick, always do it safe. And these guys did an amazing safe recovery, got a vehicle that was heavily damaged, but still ran. I'll get to the 322s being an amazing rig later. They got them out, and they did it safe. Everyone was recovered. It was slow. It was awesome. Guys and girls, please go out and get recovery training. Go out, get wilderness first aid training. All of this stuff you hope never will happen. 99% of the time it won't happen. But if you're someone like me, that 1% happens a fucking lot. I've been in plane crashes, two airplanes on fire, around a couple other airplanes on fire, the lightweight rollover, this, a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, get training. Training's cool. You want to be able to, when that bag of luck is empty, have a bunch of experience to be able to pull out of your experience bag, and hopefully that's enough to get you out of the situation you have. And training will get that experience bag filled so you don't ever run out and you got nothing to draw from. So either way, got home to the house. They drove us in. First thing Catherine did, which was awesome, didn't panic. She said, hey, you hit your head. We're going to the ER. Totally the right call. I was a little focused. I'm like, hey, maybe I should get back out there and help with recovery. But nope, she made me go, and that's the right thing. So, if someone says you need to go, don't question it. Safety always first. It's just a vehicle, whatever. So went to the ER, all cleared. Harry got 4 little stitches, or 6 little stitches, like a 4-inch cut. But all good. The guys all got it out of there. Got back. Everyone was safe. Everyone was awesome. 322 drove out, and it kept us safe. And there's a couple takeaways from that. Roll bars, guys. I mean, if you're not in a modern vehicle that has, that's integrally strong. From someone who's rolled a vehicle that didn't have a roll bar, there's a reason why there's a big roll bar on the DPV. I was very happy I was in the L32. The only thing I think that would have done better is a snatch, because it's a big giant Kevlar armored box that's just one sealed box, but that would have been a bitch to get back over on its side. But anyways, yeah, 322 was amazing, and I'm beyond impressed they started it. Drove out. Laz drove it out like a boss. But again, as I said, I made mistakes in the way they was doing. I violated my own cardinal safety rules because I had get-there-itis. I wanted to get the trail pre-run, and I gave myself a safety cushion by saying I could walk out. That wasn't the answer. Again, if I'd been with somebody else, I think it would have been the exact same. Just the way where I was, the ramp that I was on just gave out. But the thing I want to take away now from the Vermont stuff is, if it even looks questionable, if you see a brook running next to it or flood damage running next to an obstacle that you're on, get out and walk the sides. The reason why I went under is because it was undercut and I didn't see it from where I was. And that was also some complacency because I'd run that so much. If it hadn't been something I'd run so much, I think I would have gotten out, but I don't know. This is a whole new terrain with, and this is the greens of the greens, guys, but this is not some of the hard stuff, and it could be anything. You don't know what's going to happen out there. If you have a question, get out and walk it first. That is always the right answer. And the only being nice, and I should have known this because we saw this in Barnard last year, a lot of stuff that was undercut, where the water had flown under, but the dirt was still on top, so you couldn't see it from where you were driving. And that's what got me. So please take the extra steps and the effort. This is an awesome thing that we do, but it should be done safely. So it sucks that the 322 is probably dead. I think most likely dead. Granted, it's an awesome parks car now. But no one was hurt. Everything was done safe, and it's a learning tool, I hope you guys can take something away from it. I've taken a bunch away from it. The only thing I'm really kind of upset about, it took time away from me running my event at Rover Revival. I did manage to go back there and camp, but I'll tell you now, when I woke up in the middle of the night, I was freaking sore and regretting not being in my memory foam bed. Yeah. And the biggest thing it proved to me above all else was, I keep telling everybody this. This is not an event. It is a community. Jared texted me even before it happened on the Garmin InReach, asking if I was okay, because someone else had told him a group got stuck thinking it was me. But they weren't even part of that. They were out just cruising together. And these are guys that met at the pilgrimage and all that. They're out cruising together, the friendships, and they came and rescued Harry and I and McTavish when we needed it. Same thing with Aaron and Eric and those crew from Connecticut. They were there to help us, and they put everything down to help us. And it is a family and a community. It's not an event, and it's nothing to do with me. It's entirely to do with what you guys do and what you make it. So I am, me and Catherine are beyond grateful because that community looked after Harry McTavish and I when we were really in the time. And even Catherine, when just having someone to talk to when we were back here. And Hugh, who was at the campsite with the guys, they made sure he was good and wasn't concerned and all that. We are a family and a community, and I can't thank you enough. So please take this away as a learning thing. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Probably going to be a couple days before I get back out in the trails because I am pretty freaking sore. But I am going to be out there with our amazing friend Wendell, who, God, I'm going to do a podcast with. He's like 82 and he's still wheeling. And I'm going to make sure that no one goes over the same thing that I did because it could be easily done if you're going from west to east. So I'm going to get out there with him and put up a sign, or definitely don't go over Derek's drop, as we're going to call it now. So again, thank you so much for looking after me and my family in the time of need. Could have been way worse. And because of all the stuff we've done with, I had a lot of luck, but I also had a lot of experience to draw on. And a lot of that experience came from stuff I've learned from all of you in the community and from other people's mistakes that I learned from and my own. So again, thank you and have a wonderful evening.